free. Let's try this, Pepper. You guys, God wants you to laugh because there's nothing else you can do when technology's wacko cracko. And that's what we've been going through, but whatever. Get you saging, ringing bells, calling your guides in. So, I'm Brenny Larson, if you don't know who I am, and I'm host and creator of the Teleart Gathering. What it is this really cool online event where I get to go out and find these awesome healers that want to help you have the best life ever. This is free to everybody. If you haven't registered, it'd be smart to, because all of these speakers are giving you free gifts. Plus, there's some really awesome bonuses in there, too. So if you're on Facebook and you haven't registered, just go to teleartgathering.com. Jump right in. Bingo, bango. All righty. So this is my buddy, Pepper Freye. She just wants to help you have prosperity in 2017, and apparently the leprechauns and the technology gremlins don't. Hey, Pepper, how are you doing today? Going from freezing to the computer flipping off. How are you?
Very good. Well, it's about 20 degrees outside, so I don't know if that's got something to do with it. Maybe we're too hot for them.
Well, you know what? That's exactly what popped in my head as I go, well, maybe this is just too much energy for them to handle, because, I mean, I do interviews at 40 below zero and the computers work fine. But guys, we know this is just maybe for us to tell you to, calm down and breathe. Don't get caught up in any negativity. So if the computer flips out, what can you do about it? Why get upset? Just laugh it off, because there's nothing else you can do. And laughter is a good thing, raises your vibration. Quit taking things so serious. So anyway, there you go. Hey, Pepper, why don't you give us a little bit of background on who you are, and then we're going to talk about what her interview is about and why she is the elk, and how that energy of the elk applies to her talk today, because each speaker has an energy, and we're just kind of weaving this web together. It's really cool when you think about the animal energy and the human energy. It's like we're taking all and weaving it together for this planet. Because, the vortex, the rainbow vortex, my vision is in my mind's eye, what I see is all of the speakers above with that weaving of the web gift. And then you come down the rainbow vortex at your interview, and then the people get the information, and we're anchoring it on Earth. So we're as above, so below, anchoring that energy. And then as you listen to these interviews, that rainbow bridge is the information going into you, into your grid, into your body, so that you can have the best life possible. So that's what I see. You can see what you want, but I'm right, because I'm a Taurus and an ox. So take it away, Pepper. I'll let you introduce yourself, and we'll jump right into this fabulous interview.
Okay, very good. Well, just know me as Pepper. I started out long time ago in corporate America. Then I had a day, I was on the freeway in California, and that car went by me. I was in the middle lane. It cut me off, and my car went reeling from one side of the freeway through the medium, broke 2 axles on the car. At that time, everything was dusty. I didn't know where I was. I think time stopped. I heard a voice from God. You're going to be okay. Came to rest in the middle of the fast lane with oncoming traffic. Could do nothing. I was strapped to the car. So this is the part that was so weird, is that a van load of Marines came right up in front of me. About 8 Marines jumped out of the car. They picked me in the car up and moved me to the side. So I was no longer in oncoming traffic. So I didn't know quite what had happened. I knew time stopped. And a highway patrolman came up. He said, "Are you okay?" I wasn't to answer. Yes. And so he said, well, he said, you just came through what is called the dead zone.
Oh, nice name, people. Really nice name. I'm avoiding the dead zone. I'm going to take the back route. Now I know why I take back routes everywhere.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. So in any case, from that time on, it wasn't very long before, when I was talking one-on-one with people, I would see an angel beside them. So this kind of got to me after a little while, and then I started hearing voices, and it was interesting information for that person. So I thought, okay, time to go back to school. Leave
Not teaching out at your corporate job, are they?
Wow, they didn't want me there, I'll tell you. Life changes, you get a new path, and you say, okay, I'm on board. So that's exactly what I did. I went back in 3 years, got a PhD in metaphysical counseling. And in the meantime, lots of these interesting gifts started to show up. So when I did sessions for people, and I still do after years and years, their angels are always there, and sometimes a guide and a teacher. So when I do something for somebody, it's all their information. So what I do, everything is all about you.
And everybody has angels around them.
Yep.
But my thing is always remember, like right before this call, I'm like, oops, I got to call in Archangel Michael, my angels and guides, and Saint Germain. That's who I work with, and do it for my little nephew who's 4. Because I believe in protecting those of big, bright light. Because we know the dark side likes to like mess with us like the computer. So I want to make a note of A, yes, everybody has angels, whether you can see them or not, and B, that might have been her big awakening, but guess what she did? She took action. She didn't just go, oh, okay, well, thank you, God, for protecting me. Oh, that's a nice angel. She's like, oh, that must be something to do with my purpose on this planet. And I had a lot of car accidents too, and I literally, there was a deer in the middle of the road, and I jerked really hard this way, and my car went in between 2 trees. And we went back later, and there's no way my car fits between those trees. We walk there all the time. They're like, how did that happen? And I'm like, oh, yeah. And once I had an accident, and I fell asleep. I was in college, and we had a couple cocktails, and I was in a hot tub. Don't do that, guys. And I was so tired, I fell asleep. I was driving up in the woods, deer trail stuff. And I fell asleep, and I woke up plowing through mailboxes, and I had a rabbit, and I turned like this, and I went down, and I'm flipping upside down and hit a tree this way, tore the sides off, and I'm hanging upside down in my seatbelt. And here's the thing that don't tell me there's not guides and angels. I had a brand new jean jacket, and it put a hole in the back of it like this, the shifter went through, but nothing to me because I'm protected.
Yes.
But yeah, that was an awakening, and it's like, oh, maybe I should start studying again a little bit. We don't want you to have a car accident to start studying is what we're saying. But what it's about is being aware that all these are signs. Things don't just happen for no reason.
Right. So onward and upward, and recently I've received tremendous information for 2017 and some things that people are not really talking about. So, I know you've heard 3rd dimension to 5th dimension. I don't know if people have explained, but it's the old energy to the new energy. And we used to be able to handle drama and trauma all the time and be victims and heavy struggle energy, and that's just not going to work for us anymore. So we need the upgrade, we need the new software, and so I'm going to share a couple things with you that are really kind of interesting. This is not just the beginning year for now, it's a 9-year cycle, and we are choosing, if you will, what we're going to do for this next 9 years. So one of the words that, whether or not you've heard it, the word want, there are some words that just have no energy anymore. So when you say want, if you pretend that the universe is a person, they're just not going to listen. It's I've heard this,
Exactly. same,
You know.
same old, nothing happened. So
Yes.
people are checking out. So
Yeah.
what?
So, yeah. So anyway, add your heart to that. And you can say desire. Well, that's got a whole different energy source to that. So you can say, well, I desire this in my life or this or this. And the universe, that's kind of interesting. Okay, I like that head and heart thing. Now there's another step above that. And that's when you say, I choose. Now the universe is with you saying, oh my goodness, there's a commitment here. This person is sure on what they want. There's clarity involved. All right, I'm in your corner. Okay, so let's get going. So everything is prosperity. So everything out there, somebody will say, well, what is it that you desire? Well, they'll say, okay, well, I want $1 million. Well, universe, if I were a person, well, what do you want that for? What is your reason for that? Well, I need that. Okay, word number 2, let's cross that one out. Okay, good.
I just put a big line through that one, people. You're saying this, I'm like, oh, no.
Okay, so the better thing to do is say this is a requirement. Now, a universe again, well, why is this a requirement? Well, as we move into this new era, what is going to be required of us is to have a bigger vision. If you've made it through the gauntlet of 2016 and all the craziness, then be aligned now rather than waiting a few more months or in a couple, 3 or 4 years. Step forward, tell the universe what's going to work. Say, I have this bigger vision. I love animals, or I love kids, or I wish for people to speak their truth and be who they are, have happiness in this world. This is a bigger vision. So the universe again, oh, interesting. They've got something they're going to do with these requirements. Okay, so the universe is still probably going to say, I don't get this $1 million thing, but why don't you tell me what you're going to be doing, and then I can supply you with energy, the right people, the right places, connecting, and we might have something going here.
And it's not money they want. It's you have to figure out, what do you want to do with the money? We understand that low vibration of money and fear, which is like about 80% of the planet is in that low freaking vibration.
Yeah.
And especially we know 2016, at least for me, hello, if you want to talk about clearing stuff out, talk about a challenging year. And I know it wasn't only me. Everybody I interviewed, all my students, they're like, oh gosh, I am big on the vibration of words.
Yep.
So you are really talking my students in my talk right here. Because it's very powerful. Like, no, want. Because you're going to keep wanting. And in feng shui, that's what we do. We listen to the words. And then that tells me what's going on in your vibration. You may not be aware of it. That's why it's so important to hang out with cool people like us, because we want to let you know. Little quiet buttercup here is going to let you know, don't be saying those words, because you keep getting what you want. Even though it's not what you want, because that's what you're telling the universe. Now, Pepper, did you just notice that the sun came out? And I don't know how, because it's cloudy, and the rainbows, I have a crystal in my window, are up.
I see it. I see it.
There was orbs zipping around when I did it with Siobhan, so we don't know who's going to show up today.
Yep, there you go.
I think it's really important what you're talking about, because I want to make a clarity about, I keep hearing from the third to the 5th dimension, and people are so confused.
Yeah.
The simple way you explained it is you need a computer upgrade.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's real cool. So I've done color psychology for like years and years. So we're going to have a little fun here.
And I'm color. I love color.
Oh gosh, she's right on board. So we are going to have some fun as far as color for 2017. It's important you have color around you. It gives you energy. Now this is just about to go into the Chinese fire rooster year. Now this, what do you mean by fire? Okay, fire means you're going to have a lot more energy, and you might as well have it now and work with it and move forward with it. So take advantage. So now I'm going to show you some things. The color for the year really is a beautiful kind of a fire orange. Now, not everybody can wear this. I know Brenny loves blue, and I can wear a little bit of this, but you know, I wouldn't want to be bathed in it.
You would wear a jumpsuit in that color.
No. Well,
like, what's a jumpsuit? Oh, the 70s.
Yeah, well, it's been around for a while. So anyway, now this color has a lot of energy. You know, it comes from one of the lower chakras, and that's going to give you a boost. When you see fire, you know that of all the colors, this is pretty much what you see. So at least you're going to want some of this around you. Now, I find it interesting that if you look at, I looked at the Chico's catalog the other day, I kind of like that store, and they are featuring this color in their jackets with navy blue. Now, I just find this fascinating, and just little synchronizations from the universe itself. A long time ago, I was part of an interesting group. You may wonder, well, how does this fashion stuff come about, and who picks what? Well, I was in a group, and a group of 800 people is called Color Marketing Group. And what they do, they get together for 2 times a year, and they chart colors. Colors will go up in trend, colors will go down in trend. And so here we are with fire colors in 2017. So anyway, find that interesting. So find that
from a feng shui perspective is everybody should and can have a little red around them. And if you hate red, then that is a big sign that you definitely need it. You don't have to wear it, but guys, you can wear a little. A splash isn't going to hurt you.
Right.
Surround yourself with it, like a picture. Eat red food. I want to make a comment because I'm really big into the 5 elements and color from the feng shui perspective.
Yeah.
Because I like color. So the fire element and the blue is the water element. They're across from each other on the Bagua. And water is your journey in life, and it's so things flow smoothly. So red is activation, protection, and lifeblood. It's a very powerful color, but it sparks things to get moving, and this is a movement year. So you guys, you have to wear a little bit, like maybe you get a bracelet if you don't want to wear a scarf or anything, but it's important, especially, did you see the energy shift? Because Pepper's got on black and she's got gray behind her, and then she put that scarf on, and it was like it's a complete different energy shift. Just looking at you right there, I think I'd be wearing that, girl. It looks so good.
There we go. Now, I'm going to continue with that, and I'm going to say that if you like copper, here's a piece of copper.
Oh,
okay?
I love copper.
The colors are absolutely astounding. Now, you can wear this, so find a copper bracelet. Find a copper necklace. Now, this is a little big to be wearing, but still, I'm showing you an idea. Now, here's another piece of copper.
Where do you get pieces of copper like that? I've never seen it like that.
Well, this is one of the things that I've done is I do copper jewelry, and I work with a mine, some guys in a mine in Arizona, and we go and we put the colors on the copper. You know, copper kind of looks like this if it's been in the sun too long, but no, bring it back. Use your torch. well, you wouldn't, but so
Yeah,
that's,
I
yeah, she'd love it. She'd love it. So anyway, wear copper. Why copper? Because it conducts. Copper pans get really hot really fast. So, you know, you'll put copper in the sun and you have to be careful. It's hot.
Yeah, you can fry an egg on that baby.
There's another bit of fire energy. So I've got some other fun little things. Now here is my coffee cup. It says prosperity. That's in that orangey color. I put my coffee in there, drink it, and prosperity. You know, that's another fun little reminder. Now, here is a real delightful thing. Now, I don't know if you can see these, but these are little glitter sticks. And you can have so much fun with this. With the gold and the red, you're going to get the orange. So, you know, play like a kid occasionally and do that. Another thing I suggest is when you go outside, the little divas and fairies love this. Take your favorite color of glitter. Do not stand downwind. And just put a tiny little bit into the air or in your garden or whatever. It just sparkles. The sun picks it up. It's so delightful. It's not going to hurt anything. It's not bad for the environment. And you call in the fairies and the little tree gnomes and stuff like that. So that's your outside thing.
I just felt that there's somebody out there who's kind of sad, and that would like really lighten them up.
Oh, fabulous. Yes.
I mean, how could it not lighten you up? Plus, you guys, the fairies and all that, they just love that. They like to play. I have 2 acres of property, and I learned a long time ago from my master to like have little hidden jewels. Like you're walking, and all of a sudden, you're my little nephew. You know, he's my best friend, and he's 4 today. And we walk, and I'll have a hidden little fairy or a gnome or something, and he's like, and they get so excited. And guys, that's how you're supposed to be. Life is meant to be exciting and joyful. And, you know, after doing the interview with Vasi about painting, I had found a reading I had like 20 years ago from a lady, and it had said you need to get back in your creative mode because creativity makes you like a child and it opens up. Life can be so tough if you're listening to God bumps all over. So you're all supposed to go be a child, but it's all about, you know, get your hands in the paint. Stop being so like strict about stuff. Lighten up. Have some fun. That's the energy. When you create that energy, that's the flow that continues. That's why these guys like hanging with me, because I'm so immature.
Well, actually, it's a sign of wisdom, Brenny.
Thank you.
So I wish to give you a few more things. Now, in lieu of 2017, I've got these orange glasses, so we're going to have fun with that. And have carnelian around you. These are all wonderful stones. Carnelian has energy. It's about abundance and prosperity. So, you know, go and find some of these fun little things. I have a bigger piece here of, this is orange selenite, which I wouldn't have thought. But again, here you have abundance, and you can put this on your desk or next to your bed at night. Now, another thing that I do, I make wands out of things, and this is selenite for harmony. Now, notice I have the copper on here, and I also have some jet. Now, I will tell you something that in 2016, it was all about, okay, visions, get your vision of this, that, and the other thing. Well, they've done some work to find out that if you just do vision, about 20% of your vision will actually manifest and come to you. Well, what are we missing here? All right, new software. You've got to ground that vision. You've got to be
people.
Yeah, you're on an earth plane.
Yes.
To get below the surface and put that vision there and ahead of you so that you can see it and get to it. So
You know,
this,
Pepper, I'm hearing anchor, anchor, anchor. And with you, you have no idea how much I love rocks. I'm at 3/4 earth in my chart.
okay.
So that
Uh-huh.
tells you a lot. Like, I have a peace pole, and one of the things we do is, and when you showed that rock, it's like my mom's rock is this beautiful kind of orangish colored rock. My family, I have them plant a flower to plant peace and then anchor it with the
Yes.
rock. And
Yeah.
when you were talking, it's like that's what's going on with people is everyone's like vision boards, and they're visioning, but they're not anchored. They're not anchored. It's like, okay, the boat, there's an anchor for a reason, or you just keep floating and you're like, why isn't it working?
Yes, because see, this will zoom you up to 70–80% on what you vision. You can see it first, then you anchor it, and you have to go into action, because otherwise it's not going to happen. It's just not going to be there. So another stone that's really good right now is your citrine. This is all about communication, so that you can communicate. It's a business stone, so you want to use that when you're talking in business. Wear something, you know, a little necklace or what have you. Have a citrine in your pocket or your purse where your money is, so that it multiplies your money. So these are all little things. You know, we've been taught ask and receive. Well, that's all really well and good, but there are some steps that got left out. You know, so when you ask something, you ask it properly. Now, we've talked about how to get to the point of choosing what it is that you really require in your life. Okay, so you're on the road. How about a goal? Here's another word that we just, it just doesn't work for us anymore. And why? It's a third dimensional, it's an old paradigm word.
Yeah.
Goal is about, oh my goodness, in months or years, I'll get to it, and I've got 40,000 steps to get there, and it's hard.
And will you get to it? Because I keep trying and not hitting those goals.
There you go.
I'm really in alignment with you, because everyone I talked to, I said, we need new words for 2017.
Yes.
That's burnt out. That's burnt
Yes.
out. And that has got such a low vibration to it.
Yes.
Here, and you almost feel it. If you're intuitive, you can feel it in your body. Like when you say certain words, like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's really true. That gives you a real good intuitive sense that maybe this is not my best choice here. Okay, so what to replace it with? You can replace it with two words, an aim or a target. Now, why do I say that? Well, if you have a target of something, let's just pretend that you have an actual target with a bullseye out there. Okay, go get your bow and arrow, you know, borrow one, whatever you have to do, and pull that bow back after you've put that arrow there and let it go. Do you know you can hit your target in 10 seconds? Now, isn't that incredible? Here you are, you can hit it right away, or you can wait for months and years. And as Brenny says, you know, you can get real tired out with the process. Well, what if you miss the target a little bit? Well, you know, just refocus your aim and do it again. And that's the learning part of what we came here to be. But you are in the action phase, and we must do action in 2017.
So for my students that are listening, they totally get this. This is in alignment with feng shui, because everything is energy first. Well, that's why you have to make a decision, because clutter is just undecided where things go. I want you to listen to what I'm saying, because there's going to be ahas, I feel it, for people out there. And intention is what we use for the target. Because if you don't tell the energy where to go, I can have you make feng shui adjustments, and yes, they will happen, but not nearly as fast or as powerful as when you put your intention into it.
Right.
We do something called 3 secrets, where we physically place it, we mentally see it, and we verbally speak it.
There you go. Yeah, that's good.
That's what we do in feng shui. That's black sect feng shui. That's what I study.
Yep.
But that's what she's talking about, students, is she's talking about intention. That's how you hit your target. And guess what? Then you make adjustments, because you don't know what adjustments to make if you don't take action and shoot the arrow. And I love you use that, because I use that with my students all the time. So What's your intention? Well, I don't know. Okay, so you're just shooting the arrow up in the air and hope it hits that target over there.
That's a good way to say that. Yes.
Come
Yes.
back now and hit you and go, hello.
It really is. That's very, very good. Now, there is a hidden thing now in moving forward in 2017, and really nobody's talking about it. It's about the authenticity of you as a person. Now, when you go, what we've been trained to do is when we introduce ourselves, hi, what's your name? Okay, so you get somebody's name. And what is it that you do? Okay, well, they're going to give you basically a label. Well, I'm a nurse, I'm a chef, I'm a babysitter, I'm an accountant, or whatever it is. Okay, that's great. We know you have a label. Now, the third thing that's going to start coming out in these next 9 years, the years coming forward, is we know your name, but who are you? Now, this is what stops people. What do you mean, who? We've got all these labels. Well, I'm a mother. I'm a daughter. I'm a friend. I'm an employee, or I'm a boss of a company, or whatever we are. Well, we're going to have to get to a deeper level to bring out the authentic and original and unique parts of ourselves. If somebody said, well, here we are as a team, this is the table of life. What are you going to bring to the table? What is your expertise? What do you do better than anybody else does it?
And do you really want to be known for that job you hate? Oh, I work at so-and-so. I mean, that's what people will tell you. And then you see it in their face, they're just like, oh, I hate my job. It's like,
good.
Now, from a feng shui perspective, student, she's talking about the fame and reputation sector. That's where you want to be seen. It's the eyes, and it's also what you want your soul to be known for. Yes. And guys, this is one of the biggest things is people don't know. They don't make that decision in their brain. And you can be anything you want to be. I am fun. I am big, bold energy, and I'm an outdoors chick. I mean, that's, if you ask me who I am, I don't say I'm Brenny Feng Shui, or I'm a daughter, or I'm my buddy's best friend. So that's who I am. You have to decide really who you want, because there's that word, decide, which she says is action. Take an action.
Yeah. And it's really interesting that you talk about 3 words. A lot of times I'll say to people, be bold, feisty, and prosperous. You can pick your words, and this is very important. This is how you get into that deeper part of yourself. What words, if you had only 3 words in the whole vocabulary of English, what 3 words would really bring you forth, tell people who you are so that you can move forward, and they get a deeper sense of you that way. So that's something to work with, and something that I work with a lot. Now,
just take a minute and let them breathe and write down 3 words. You can change it later. So
of course.
Right now, because I like interaction. Good. And even if they're not talking to us on the call, they're taking action, and they do, because I received lots of emails later that shifts they've had because they did what you said on the call. So what 3 words do you want to be known for? And you can have 3 words for your year also as like a business. Like mine, decide, co-creation, and perception. Decide, make a decision. You can shift later, but otherwise that's more stress on you. Oh, what do I do? I don't know. Oh, and then co-create. It's way more fun hanging out with other people and all these ideas, like when we all co-created the colors and the words for this gathering. It was fun, and it wasn't my expertise as copy. I'm speaking Minnesotan, guys. And then perception is a big one for me, because whenever I'm a wood element and I can get irritated, and I'm an ox, so I'm going to stomp my foot and frustrated, and then it's like they just see it different than you. And that's that telephone where you can tell everybody everything and they see it, everybody has a little different perception. So it's for me, the perception word is for me. God bumps all over. He's like, yeah, you need that perception, girl. it's so I am gentle with myself and others in just saying, well, they just see it differently than you.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got to go get them to see it your way because you know you're right because you're an ox.
It's very, 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 very good. Yes. When I worked years ago, I came up with 3 words for myself, and they still resonate. I am bold, I am vibrant, and I am sensitive. And that, that gives kind of an extreme look. But at certain times, I'm different ones. So that gives you an idea, words that will carry through. But I like the ability to shift that. Now, I want to address something that you brought up, which is such an awesome point, is the co-creation. So if we look at anything at all in life, let's say for a moment it's a job. Okay, so you have 50%. The job has 50%, and together you create 100%. So let's say the job is a company. You have what you're bringing to the table. You're an action part of that. The company is paying you, or they're expecting certain things from you. So you are going to fulfill your 50%. Maybe you're being paid by that 50%, you're being guided by that, and together it all works really nicely. Now, if one person or the other is going beyond their 50% into what let's say your boss's point of view is, or their part, you're going to be lopsided. You've gone over, so you're trying to control too much. Maybe you're trying to control 60 or 65%. Well, then your boss only has 35% left that he can be. Now, he's not going to probably be real happy about that.
You think?
So, you get too far into that, and maybe you've outgrown your job.
Right.
So then all of a sudden you don't have that job anymore. And the real crux of the matter is, if you were into his part of it, then find a bigger job. Find, you need to be in a bigger circle or a bigger pond, a bigger fish pond, or into the ocean. And this is how we grow, little to bigger to bigger.
And I want to make a note, if you get fired. I get fired because I grow real fast. As a young person, it was hard for me to keep a job because it was like I would always want to be helping people and the boss wasn't doing it. Like, I literally created the training manuals for many, many restaurants because they didn't have anything. Well, then they feel threatened. I don't want their job. I like the tips and the money. I've been a manager, and you work a lot of long hours and get a little money, but they were threatened by me, and I never understood that. So first of all, if you get fired, that doesn't mean you're bad. That means you didn't leave when you should have, and you knew it, because you weren't in love with that job. It wasn't your everything. I just feel there's people out there, and I've heard them say, oh, I got fired. That's not a bad thing. That just means you weren't in alignment with that job anymore. So be gentle with yourself, be kind with yourself, but really sit with it. And what do you want out of life? What kind of job do you want? You're writing your book. Close that chapter and start writing a new one. That's how simple but difficult it can be. That's why you co-create. That's why you hang out with others, because they will give you feedback when you're like out of the whack, when it's really a blessing.
Yeah, it's really true. That's a real brilliant point. We're at a time right now that I want to give you another little fun thing to do about your money so that you can multiply it many, many times over. So if you do not do this, here's a really good thing to do. One of these little things, I keep my American Express gold card in there, but I also keep Ben Franklin in there.
Hi, Ben.
Oh my goodness, he is a dear friend. I love Ben. I talk to him all the time. He's delightful. So I keep.
You see the energy difference right there. I'm pointing out to the students is some of them go, oh, I wish Ben would come visit me. Well, you
There we
jump
go.
and act
There's Ben.
like he can't. And he can, because if he's with Pepper, he can come visit you too.
Absolutely, yes. Now, here's some secrets about Ben. What you'd like to do is when you go shopping, maybe you're just window shopping one day, okay? So you're going to go into a store, your favorite store or stores, and you know you have Ben with you. Okay, so how many times can you spend Ben? Okay, so you see a wonderful blouse over here. Maybe it's $98, okay, or maybe it's $56 or whatever it is. Okay, Ben's going to help you buy that. But let's say you don't buy that. You just buy that in your brain, okay? All right, this is good. So you've already spent Ben one time. Then you go and, oh my goodness, there's a great pair of shoes. All right, let's go spend Ben a second time. All right, a second bag. You've got your blouse and your shoes. Now this is in your mind, okay? So then you go out and there's another, maybe there's a bracelet. Oh my gosh, it's just perfect. Spend Ben again. So you get the idea of this. Every single day you want to spend Ben as many times as you can. And why are we doing this? Because the brain becomes imprinted that, oh my goodness, when she goes shopping, she's got $1,000 to spend. Well, the universe is saying, oh my goodness, she spent this. We need to give her that $1,000. You know, so you see, this is another fun little thing that we do. And, you know, just give Ben a little kiss. Now, I will tell you another thing that I do with all my boys, okay? All the money right now, blessings that we'll have a woman on one of our 20s or soon. But you know, if you look at these boys, they all have frowns.
Yeah, they all just look so damn mad. Now, Ben and all his cousins and relatives are going to come with me to get a laptop computer.
Well, yeah, hey, we're going to have a lot of fun. So, you know, you're not supposed to deface money. What I do is take a pen and just lift, just give one dot on one side of the cheek and one dot so that they just have this hint of a smile, okay? And you know, it makes all the world of difference because your money is not so serious that way. You know, you can lighten up and have it be wonderful. Now, another thing that I do with my boys, I do this every now and then. I'll probably do it about once a month. I'll take a stack of their 1s, 10s, 5s, 20s, you know, whatever I've got. I get them together, put some music on, and I throw that whole thing into the air. And it just comes down, and I can just feel I'm in this raining of money. And I'll do it again and again and again. And, you know, I'll dance with Ben and all the boys and hi, guys, you know, and that sort of thing. I mean, yes, I'm nuts. Okay.
Well, I have dance parties by myself or if my nephew's here all the time. You know, I just have to say that I have never viewed it that way. It's a bunch of old, grumpy white men, and then you're supposed to be happy about spending money. It's like depressing. And they're like 200 years old. I want a good-looking young guy smiling if you're going to be on my money. But let's throw some chicks in there too, because we know the women are the ones that are the mothers and nurturers.
Sure. As soon as we have them, you know, and you know, you can find another country that has a woman's picture on it. You know, the English or the Australian or whatever, and add that into the mix, and then you can play your game. Now, every single time, without fail, that I do this, I count my money before. And then I go and gather everything. I have always at least one extra dollar that I didn't have before I did it. I don't know how this happens, and I don't care. But, you know,
who cares, guys? That's it. Quit saying, well, you know, I'm guided to say something is, I read this book by Bruce Wilkinson, and it's about God pocket and God money. My life completely shifted. God bumps again. Is I put a certain amount, and if you don't have a lot of money, $100, that's fine. You know, even $2, $5, whatever it is I have a pocket when I see somebody that needs it. And you know, you feel it.
Yep.
Can I buy you something to eat? Can I get you that scarf? Whatever you're guided to do, that's what I use that money for. I don't use it for anything else. And I found as soon as, like, I have money in my God pocket, but I was trying to help this Native American guy raise money to go to Washington, D.C. about, the pipeline and the water. And so I said, well, I'm just going to send it to him through PayPal.
There you go.
Because it's okay, even though because that in my vision was the money in my God pocket.
Yes.
So that's giving. And I'm telling you, as soon as I sent that guy money just started coming in to me. It's like, where'd that come from? Where'd I get $300 from? Cool. I got to go give some more money. So just open up and believe and stop caring what others think, because they're not living your life. Whose life are you living? Are you living your life, or are you living someone else's?
It's
That's really
so true.
what this call's about, is so you can understand, you can have all the prosperity you want. And okay, you're not going to go from being homeless to a multi-millionaire overnight by just thinking about it. It takes action, it takes steps, but the possibilities, if one person did it, everyone can do it.
Yes.
And guess what? Because I was a runner, and I remember when the 4-minute mile was broken. Now it's all, how many? 20, 30 people have done it.
Yep.
If it hasn't been done, then you can be the one to start it. That's how you got to start thinking. Everything is possible. We live in an energy, in a vibrational universe. Everything is energy, frequency, and vibration, because Tesla said so.
Well, and he's the man. Now, I want to give you a couple other fun things right along with what you're talking about, Brenny. I have a girlfriend that told me this the other day, and I've had so much fun with it since then. I've been to a store 2 or 3 times. Take your little, take 2 or 3 $1 bills and go to the grocery store and fold them all up and kind of hide them in the canned food section and leave. Well, can you imagine anyone finding a $1 bill, looking around, well, there's nobody else here, it must be for me, and they will never forget this, ever, ever, ever.
$1, that's all.
That's it. And you can change somebody's life on that. Now, another thing that you can do, and I do this, I'll roll down my car window, and I will take some change. And so I have a little bundle of change in my car. So I'll take this, and I'll come close to a park or a school, and everybody's in class, and I'll just throw the coins out the window. I can tell you, can you imagine all the little kids saying, oh my goodness, I got a quarter. Oh, there are pennies over here. There's nickels over here.
Little kids, I'm thrilled to find a quarter. What are you talking about, girlfriend? It's like, woo, penny. I can put it in my Aldi shopping cart.
Yes. Well, and another thing that we can do, I've done this a lot of times. I don't know if you have newspaper people that on different corners who are, doing their newspaper, or they're waving or whatever it is. Some of them are just, bless their hearts, they're having a difficult time. But if you get somebody who's really, really animated, there's a guy outside of Walmart near where I am, and he's just dancing, and he's got those little papers going, and he's happy, and he's waving. I stopped the car one day, and I gave him a $10 bill, and he was like shocked. He didn't know what to say, and he says, well, how many papers do you want? I said, I don't want any papers. I said, I've seen you several times. You bring such joy to us. I would like to gift you with this. And he was beside himself, and he danced even harder. This was such a blessed young man. And then a little while later, I didn't see him, and I think that quite probably somebody decided he was so special that he needed to be an employee for them and make a lot more money.
Yeah, and think about that, though. That is not a fun or easy job. Like the pizza people or the tax people, that's what I have to hear. Now, I'll look around, I'll go, God bless you. I at least God bless them if I don't have cash on me, because 20 below, turn here to get a $5 pizza. Oh, honey.
Oh,
Let's do an upgrade with you and your self-worth.
Yes.
I was taught by Denise Lynn years ago in Oracle card school is we bought extra decks of Oracle cards because they're all positive, at least the ones I use. And they're not like tarot cards. They're more like awakenings, like something to focus on good and to leave those in shopping carts.
That works.
Around because somebody can be having a really bad day. And then all of a sudden it's like miracles appear in your life. And they're like, oh, and then they have that card and you've blessed them and done your little deal, you know? And it's like, I always feel a tickle in my heart.
Oh,
You know, just wondering in my mind's eye, imagining just like you and the money who, you know, and that, guys, is a way to unblock your abundance blocks. Anytime you give from your heart, and I got to make a point of that because, you know, I get downloads and I'm told to say stuff. Is I take care of my parents. You know, I shop for them, I cook for them, I clean for them. And last year, my attitude, I was just overwhelmed because we know what year last year was energy-wise anyway. And I was coming from a place of, oh, gosh, I got to go over there and clean. And my master had a nice little stern discussion with me about don't even do it then. You have to come from your heart, and you know this. You guys, you know a lot of this. That's why it's important you hang out with the right people because they remind you of what you know. I shifted my perception. I shifted my attitude. And before I talk to my parents or I go to their house, I breathe through my heart chakra. And I say, you know, oh, this is really going to be, you know, fun. I get to go hang out with my parents and, you know, who knows how long they'll still be here. They're 88 and 90. And literally when I shifted my mindset and my perception, it shifted them. And everyone in the family has noticed the difference. They're like, gosh, nobody fought this time because we're an aggressive German family. You know, we're going to speak our mind. And if you're not, you know I am. And it's like suddenly nothing bothered me. You know, my dad likes to jab at me and jab at me. I'm not that kind of person. I don't understand it. But just one day it stopped bugging me. And it had bothered me all my life. It's like, yeah, whatever. And he goes, yeah, you remember that. Like I ate a bunch of Little Debbies when I was like 9 years old, got a big old fat gut. It was probably just for one day. But if they didn't take a picture of it and frame it and put it up there, you wonder why I have body issues. And why would you do that? My dad I finally took it. I just took it last because I said, this isn't doing me or anybody else any good. He's got duplicates. So if you really want to see me. And I was interviewing somebody, and one thing I love about doing interviews is she said, well, honey, it wasn't your fault anyway. They bought the food. They were your parents. They let you eat it. And all this time in my life, I'm like, oh, that picture, I'm going to have a fat gut. Well, then I find out you go to China, it's called a goddess body. So I shifted my perception right away. So many of these stories relate to you. That's why we tell stories, and that's why I do interviews. Because I have a ton of information and knowledge, but guess what? You may not like a big, bold personality like mine. You might want a different energy and see things differently. I can say it. Pepper can say it. You hear Pepper and you don't hear me. That's why I do these interviews, so you can find teachers you've been looking for and don't even know it. I don't come from a place of fear. People couldn't believe when I would interview feng shui experts in different schools. It's like, so what? I don't come from a place of fear. The information's powerful. That's a good teacher. I'm doing an interview tomorrow with Yasha Jampolsky. He does 4 Pillars of Destiny. I'm Black Sect. Next week, I'm doing Katie Weber. She's not Black Sect, but guess what? They're experts in their field. And the information, if one person gets one thing out of it, we shifted the energy of the planet. And we're all on the same mission. What's your purpose for the purpose of the planet? Because that's what we're going to help you do. And that means we have to clear things out. We have to shift. We have to move. I'm really into the word shift and movement. I'm sick of hearing the word I'm heart-centered, because people that say that, I'm finding they are not.
Yeah, good point.
You know, and so there's certain words I'm not using anymore. We're going to do a space clearing. We're going to do a clearing. You know, those words have been overused because it doesn't work for people. And as soon as they think about it, it shuts them down. They're to create a whole bunch of new words. Because shift in movement is what is always happening in the universe. That's yin and yang. Okay?
Yeah.
It's night, it's day, it's winter, it's summer. You've always got shifts in movement. And if you don't, you have a stagnant pond.
Yeah. Now, there's another real important part here in this ask and receive. You know, we're starting to fill in the blanks here. One of the things that is really important is gratitude. Now, we have heard this a million times. However, with the take that you have just said, it has to be an action gratitude. So, what I would propose, there is a little story that I like to tell. You know, everybody is complaining, oh, this is awful, this is bad, wrong, and awful. What if there were a guy, whether we call him God or whatever it is, the universe, and he's hearing all of this, okay? He, she, energy source, whatever. They are all of a sudden hearing all of this complaining. Now, all of a sudden, way back in the distance, there's one person who's saying, thank you, this is wonderful, I just love it, you know, and hi. Well, who do you think's gonna get the goodies?
Me?
You know? Exactly, because you're saying thank you. Just recently, I did a 30-day gratitude challenge. And what it was all about is every day find 10 things that you have gratitude about. Now, it's not just saying, well, I thank you for my house, you know. What does the house do for you? What is the energy about that? What climb into the emotional senses that you have, and you see it, you touch it, you smell it, you taste it, you hear it. Everything is around you for what's going on in this gratitude. By the time now, every single day, you couldn't take any of the 10 that you had the day before or the 20 from the day before. So by the end of 30 days, you've got 300 things that you're grateful for. And if you've gone and you've written a little blurb, you can actually start walking outside, and I could feel the energy of the trees. And the birds who went by, they were really communicating with me on a more intense level, and your whole world shifts. All of a sudden, you feel the molding ability of creating with the energy that's in and around the planet. Everything shifts.
I have a little gratitude jar. I have gratitude boxes, gratitude jars, but when somebody does something nice or I feel really warm, like I thank God for hot running water and flush.
Oh yeah.
That's always on my list. God hears that every day. Every time I take a bath, I'm like, oh, thank you for aromatherapy. Thank you for Epsom salt. Thank you for a bathtub.
Yep.
Thank you for a flush toilet at 40 below. I love it. And I'm telling you, so I'm big into recipe cards. I just love recipe cards. They're 48 cents for a great big stack, and I use them all the time, and I will write what I'm grateful for and put it in that jar. And guys, all it is just a mason jar, and then what I did is I picked out words and pictures I like, and you just use Elmer's glue and put it on there, decoupage it. And then if I'm having a low day, first, I go put music on. Music shifts me the quickest of anything. Happy music, not like, oh, he left me and I'm all alone. No, I want that higher vibrating music. And I, for like the last, I don't know how many months, had just been really hooked into esophageal frequencing. And I was introduced to it 2 years ago, and things were not in alignment for me. But that shifts me because being an empath, I pick other things up. And the first thing I do when I open my eyes every morning and the last thing every night, in my life shifted huge, just saying, Father, my Father, I'm so grateful. Just that. That little words, letting him know. So I'm the one in the back, and he goes, there she is again. Oh, Father, my Father, I'm so happy and grateful. That's it. That's all I do. But if I have a bad day, I put that music on, and I really love like Native American flutes and drums. I live in a town that's very, very much Native American influence. But if I have a bad day, I go get that out. and I pull it out and I'm like, oh, my student Lori said, you know, I had a positive impact on her life and she's grateful for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my mom told me she loved me today. You know,
Oh.
I just pull them out and it's like, it floods you with appreciation and gratitude. And
Mm-hmm.
guys, everything's a frequency, everything's a vibration. Many of us talk about this, almost every one of us on this call. Plus, like, if you can always, Christy Marie Sheldon's big into love or above,
Sure.
500 or above.
Right.
So we know low vibrating things, anger, frustration, no self-worth. We know
Depression.
the vibrating, because how do you feel? Depression.
Yeah.
A lot of it is what you're connecting yourself with, and that's why music helps shift me. And then I always put my shield up, because we know that what's going on in the world right now is very challenging. And here's the thing about it, it's always been challenging. They've had wars, they've had all this stuff going on, but now we have electronics. So, oh, I'm on Facebook. Oh, I get hooked into Facebook and everyone's negative Nelly and, oh, you know, America, what are we going to do? You know, and then you turn the TV on and then you talk to your friends. It's so important. Like, just shut your TV off. I TiVo because I like History Channel and stuff like that. And I don't like commercials. You can tell my patients, whatever, that same commercial. Lady, don't take the pill. All it's going to do, you say you have a headache, and it's like causes diarrhea, rectal bleeding, headaches. And it goes through all these symptoms, and it's like.
And you can die.
Yeah, and you can die, but you won't have a pain right here. I'm like, put some music on and go outside and hang out with little kids. There you go. There's your pill for the day. Now, I'm not saying everybody should do that, but a lot of it, guys, is here.
At least for a little bit, yeah.
And it's being a feng shui practitioner, teacher, and coach for 17 years. I'm going to tell you, look at your environment. If you just bring that color in that she showed you, buy a scarf and throw it over the back of a chair and put your intention into it. Every time I see that, makes me happy, raises my vibration, brings money in, whatever it is. So you made a decision, you took action, and you told the universe.
Yep. There we are again. Now, one of the things that's really important that I work with my clients on a lot is divine numerology. You came in with something you're not aware of. Your birthday is very unique to you. And in this country, we talk a lot about birthdays. It's a real important day. Well, what we don't understand is through the birthday, decoding that, we can find out a lot about our destiny in life and our purpose. So also, why do you have the name that you have? Now, you may not be operating on the same name that you came in with, but whatever name you've chosen now will give you a certain vibration. Now, when the name that we're born with is really quite dynamic and perfect because it does work with our purpose and our destiny. If we change that, we are changing our course in life. And we do come in with these karma, bits of karma, and depending on what name you have, if you have numbers missing, then those kinds of circumstances are going to be in your environment. So another thing that I work with my customers or clients with, and we really do look at the purpose of life, and then we form the concept of who the person is and the matrix of where they would like to go for the path in life. And this is very important and helps with, you know, I talk to you, well, who are you? This is information that you carry around with all the time. So this is very, very helpful. And I will tell you why. A little later this year, about mid-year or so, we're going to start experiencing a renaissance that hasn't been seen before. Thousands upon thousands of people are going to start waking up, and it's like, wow, the spirit, they're getting it. And who are they going to turn to? Who are they going to turn to? Many of you out there have a business. You're here to assist other people. You know, the word prosperous, if you look at it, it's prosper and us.
Yeah.
So it's not just we as human beings, it's about prospering the planet.
Yes.
So when this planet and all these people start waking up, you're going to have art that you've not seen before. You're going to have medical breakthroughs and evolutions that you've never seen before. Technology is really going to go off the charts. Now, artificial intelligence can be scary, and we're going to have to, with the people opening up with their heart energy, we're going to have to take a look. Are we going to go toward the robotic evolution, or actually are we going to put the heart action oriented part of humanity into the evolution? So, it's all of this is so important this year. This is what's starting. This is the new evolution, the new era, the new paradigm, and the fifth dimension. So, I have brought a lot of information in today, and there is like tons.
Oh, wait, we could talk about this every day, all day long, to be honest. So she was bringing up numerology. Everybody, I've done several, like, I don't know, maybe 5 interviews with Joseph Gabi. So they understand numerology. And then Yasha Polsky, I've probably done, 10, 15 interviews on 4 pillars of destiny, which are just different ways of looking at things. Now, my given name is Brenda. I never liked that name. I never resonated with that name. My family never called me that name. It was always Brenny or Brendy. And my cousins call me Bim or Bimby. I have no idea what Bim or Bimby means, but still to this day, they call me. And like my cousin passed, and he was like a brother to me. And when I hear him say, "Oh, Bim." So, it's okay to not use the name you were given, but I did have a shift, and I always had a lot of money when I was Brenda. And when I went to Brenny, it was like, it shifted. But that's okay, because everything I have studied and learned has made it so it's a better me, and I can help you. Because I was talking to an Akashic record reader yesterday, interviewing her to be in another series. And I'm like, I don't like excuses from people. And I just started listing stuff off that had happened to me in my life. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, did you come to do everything at once?" And I said, yeah, it's like homeless, drug addict, been shot, stabbed, raped. I just went through everything. Like, and I said, no, I hold no negativity at all. I'm a person completely cuts cords with stuff, but guess how many people I can relate to?
Everybody.
And guess who's gonna put her horns up if you think you can make an excuse with me, because I've been there and done that. And you don't have to be an angry, bitter person. That's your choice to do that. I choose to have fun and chase butterflies outside. And if you know my personality at all, that's me. And that's why it's important we anchor it. And that's why it's important that you use those stones and stuff to anchor yourself, because otherwise I'm chasing butterflies.
Yep.
Oh, look at outside, there's a hummingbird. And it's like, what were we talking about?
Right. Well, I will tell you, by using Brenny, the way you're doing it, way you're spelling it, you've got a 35-8. What that means is a 3 is a very light and joyful sense about you. It's all about creativity. It's all about communication. Duh. Okay, so we add a 5 to that. It's all about variety and change, and it may not be that you're a master of everything, but you can talk to it. All right, 3 and a 5 is an 8. You know what? That is a business vibration. You have notoriety. We know who Brenny is, and you're empowering other people, and you're allowing the flow of money. So you're there, sweetie.
I love what you say. And well, whenever I talk to all you high vibrators, are always like, "Oh, and you got so much money floating around and sparkling around in your grid." And I go, "Hey, can God send me a little bit of that ahead of time right now? I already know this year shifted like this. It's already coming." And the awareness to me was all the work I had done, because I couldn't figure out for 17 years. I have done nothing but study this, study that. I mean, if you look at what I do, and I don't even write down half the stuff that, and I mean, guys, I do it every day. I study every day. I don't watch soap operas. I don't read those they don't interest me. I'm more like, oh, Vedic mathematics, sacred geometry. I mean, that's what excites me. And they're like,
Sure.
what? But that's what gets me going. Now, the numbers I always have seen, and I believe it's my Uncle Elmer who passed in the Battle of the Bulge. He's one of my guides. I see 1s and 7s. I mean, like 20 times a day, always. And then I go, oh, 1 + 7's 8.
Aha.
And that's how it finally clicked for me. And when I thought like that, my money shifted.
Yeah.
And then I think of infinity too. Just turn it sideways and I'm just in
Yes. Well, okay, for one moment, let's take your 1 and your 7. Number 1, you're authentic. There's not another Brenny, okay? So
I don't have to look and see. I wonder if that name's taken when I use it on a site. There's no other Brenny in many ways, baby.
Okay, so let's take for a moment the number 7. That's all about your wisdom and your gifts and what you've brought forth. And you know, when we're talking about gifts, you're going after the next gift and the next gift. Why? So that you can bring it back out and you are prospering us.
Wow. I love that. No one's ever explained it to me like that. They're just like, you shifted your vibration. Brenda's more powerful. And I'm like, but I don't like that. I don't. I don't feel that's who I am. I know that's my Akashic for people. I'm not saying it's not who I am. But I just don't resonate with that name, and I never have. And it's funny because, like, I was a runner. I ran like a 5-minute mile, and they would always spell my name wrong in the paper. It'd be Brenna or Brendy. It never came out my real name, and I was always like, are they a bunch of knuckleheads? How come they can't spell? I mean, my gosh, it's not like it's a tough name to spell. There's 6 letters. Oh,
yes.
You know? So, like, I think it was part of the universe energy doing it.
Yes. Well, and this is what I do for people. You know, you can have, you know, people can have the same numbers, but they don't resonate. They're a little bit different. Okay, that's where the intuitive value comes in for what I do, and meeting somebody's angel and their guide and teacher. And we have a beautiful conversation, and I'm kind of the bridge. And I say, okay, I don't know why I'm saying this. And the person will say, oh, it makes so much sense. That was the piece I was missing. You came up with it. I've heard that so many times.
So that's all you need. I have God bumps all over, is maybe that one missing piece.
Exactly.
Are you seeing certain angels around me? Because I know which ones are usually around me, but go ahead and let's grab one.
Okay. Oh, all right. I've got a new little angel that's coming forth for you for 2017.
I welcome you, loving angel.
She says, my name is Sunshine, and I would love to be with Brenny because this solar aspect, this solar energy that's vibrating now for us. There's more on Earth with fifth dimensional energy. We are allowing things in that could never come in before.
Right.
The veil, if you will, is thinner so that we can pick up our, I'm just getting chills.
I got them all over the place, and that's how my whole body's a bunch of God bumps.
Woo! Oh, I am too, just more than, so what Sunshine is saying to you is that there's going to be another door opening for you as we get probably to the middle of the year, and it's going to be something so yummy and terrific. You'll do what you're doing, but there's an augmentation, and it's just going to come out of you like, oh, how did I never know this was here? And Sunshine is going to help you with that, to actually put that path out there. And it's nice and wide, so a lot of people can be on this path with you, and it's just going to be all you. I mean, people are have these wonderful shining faces. They are who they are. They're just not afraid to kind of, raise their arms and be joyful. And it's just going to be kind of like Brenny's parade. Matter of fact, write that down, honey.
Brenny's parade.
So anyway, that's a little gift and a little preview for you for who's going on. And she just is sending you little rays of sunshine.
And you know, whenever I do artwork, I always put a sun in it. It doesn't seem to matter what it is. Everyone's like, well, it's nighttime. And it's like, I know, but you know, just like the light. Why did they put a light in a refrigerator if God doesn't want us eating at night? It's just how I think, people. And there's a sun, even when the moon's out here. I often see the sun and the moon together, which is very auspicious.
Yes.
People are like, oh, I didn't see that. And it's like, well, were you looking?
Yeah.
I have found that most people look down, that they don't look up.
You're right.
So they're missing all the stuff in front of them, and they're too busy.
Yes.
And I have to make a comment about being in the now. I have to make a comment about being in the now, because I can tell you how many people are not in the now. How many students get an email and it says, option 1, click here to listen on Facebook. Option 2, click here to show up on Zoom Live. And they'll send me an email, reply to the one, and it's big, bold, red letters. Well, how do I get on the call? People are not in the now. They're not breathing. They're not anchoring themselves. They're not taking the time to breathe, that they just want everything now because of technology. That's not how we grew up. I'm not kidding. Like cell phone, are you kidding? We had a dial-up phone, party line, light came on at night to tell you, come on in, and you know, it's time for supper. I mean, technology has exploded, and it's something that we weren't prepared for. And that's when you're talking about all this new technology and stuff coming in. We need to prepare people ahead of time, because they had I knew the internet was going to be that, because I went to school to be a programmer. Everyone's like, you? I'm like, I love numbers. Oh, yeah. But they were as big as a room back then. Everyone's like, why are you doing that? And I said, because I'm not going to be behind, because this is going to be more than kids communicating on a college campus. And by doing that, I've always kept my technical skills up. And then my first job ended up being building computers, selling computer software, Novell networking. So I have that base. And I'm very geeky. I'm the spiritual geek, in case you don't know.
Yeah, there you go. You're combining things. That's very good.
Now, let's
exactly. There we go.
I sent her the message and she got it, so I don't even have to say it. But go ahead then and tell them what I told you to say.
Well, you know, I have a free ebook for people that I'm putting on Brenny's site, and it's all about authenticity. Now, a few of the things we've covered, but in the ebook itself, there are so many aspects that we haven't had an opportunity to talk about today. So I encourage each of you to go. I think there's a little button. You just put in your name, your email address, and you'll get this email or ebook, which is really quite fantastic. I also have a program that I'm offering, and it's a program for teleartgathering.com/Pepper. There we go.
There you go. Click on a button. It tells you more about her, because some people like to read. I have some type of learning disability. I can read and read and read and read. But if you talk to me and explain it, or if I see symbols, I write in symbols. So
there you go.
For you can go out there and read more about her. You can read about her thank you gift, click on the button, read about the special offer we're going to talk about right now, because it's really good. I was going through it last night when I was working on your page. So the thank you gift, guys, you just click on that button. It's going to take you to Pepper's website. You put your name and email address in there, and then you get it. That's the authenticity. That's what, when I went to sleep, they're like, that's what she sent you, Knucklehead. I'm like, what's his huh?
See, we all have a team that works with us. You know, if we miss something, they're going to say, excuse me, you missed something.
And I'm like, just tell me in the morning, because I'm a person who will get up, turn my computer on at 4 in the morning if I think of something and go work. And it's like, I kind of want to sleep tonight. Can you like tell me in the morning?
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about the special offer that you have available.
Okay, so we come together and we're going to do just a little bit of digging in a really fun way to find out the who of who people are. We're going to get beyond or underneath the labels and what you've done in your life, and you're going to take a look at one of the exercises that I have there in the first week is to write at least 20 events that have happened in your life that you were part of, that you know because of your uniqueness in who you are, that you set up a more positive outcome than would have come otherwise. Now, I've got several processes like this, and it helps. There we go. She's good.
Snappity, snap, people. So this is Pepper's special offer. Step into your inner mastery now. And so you can see it goes week by week, but I would like for you to explain it because people that are listening, there's many people just listen to audio because they're driving, they're working out. So this is really good stuff. And you can see how that's why I like doing interviews like this, because they can see how you operate. They can see, like I asked you a question and gave you a little bit, and you just went, boom. You're not reading a book. You're doing what you're doing.
Oh, I do that all the time. I mean, the sum total of the notes that I have for today is 1 page with a few words on it. So we just let it flow.
Yeah, my notes, Pepper's website address. There's my notes for the day, people.
Yep. And I have a little bit bigger paper than that. So anyway, I feel that inner mastery, we all have it. We need to really pull it out and give ourselves really a better look at it. Yeah. And it's almost like you're pulling it out and you're going to step into a new you. It's like you know, like a scuba diving outfit or whatever, and you have on new skin. Who am I? What am I really? What are the values that I have, and what again can I bring to the table of life? So we're going to look at that, and if you haven't already had your inner enthusiasm reignited, I do that really well. So we're really going to look at that in week 1 and really kind of climb in. We're also going to look at, there are 4 main personality types, and we're going to look at all of those types, and you're going to be able to resonate with 1 or 2 of those. So one of those will be your main personality type, and then you will have a backup. I've not seen anybody else do this the way that I've done it, the situation that I've set up and the processes. So this can be really unique and different, something different than you've ever had before. So
mine is the quiet turtle coming out of the shell, little buttercup. Is that my personality?
Probably not.
Oh, it's like, come out of your shell, Brenny. No, go back in it.
Yeah, okay, but that is a type. I will tell you that is a type, and it has its bright, shining moments. Every single one of them fits beautifully. Whoever you are, whatever you do, we don't want you doing something that isn't you.
Right.
So anyway, then we go on to week 2, and honestly, depending on how many people decide to come into this, I will have a personal impact session, which will be about ½ hour, and we'll look for sure at your purpose in life. We will look at your personal numbers, and you can see I have packed this time with Brenny with so much information. We will do that for each person who is part of this, and that is a value of $157 right there. Now the package itself is $197, so you can see that just by getting that, you've got lots of value.
Well, to me, it's really important when people do one-on-one. I've been in coaching programs and spent tens of thousands of dollars and never been able to talk to a coach. That's not a coaching program. That means you don't care if you shift me or not. You want my money. That's my personal opinion. But to me, anytime you have access live to a talented teacher, that's worth thousands of dollars.
And it really is. Yeah, many of these very expensive programs in a month's time may give you 10 or 15 minutes personal time, and you're paying thousands for that. So this is truly an incredible value. You will be able to, in week 2, embrace your purpose for life and have a new platform of who you are, so that you know what to go into action about and how to move forward. And this will make it easy for you to align yourself with the path ahead, which is going to be different than you've had in times past. 2016, we closed the door. It's done. It's over. You know, you may have your bits of wisdom that you're bringing forth, but honestly, all the awful victimization and things, that's done. That struggle, that misery, that's over. So we are definitely in week 2 going to set up your set of unique abilities for you as a person, and you are going to feel like an individual.
Pepper, I think that's really important, because the one thing I hear constantly from people, probably the number one thing, is they don't know what their purpose is.
Exactly. Well, why am I here? Why me? Why now?
And how can you be happy if you're not in alignment with your purpose?
You can't.
You can't. Exactly. Now, week 3, this sounds like this is getting fun. Now we're getting into the money sweets.
Well, but see, the thing is, if you don't set up your foundation, you're like a tree that has no roots, and a little bit of a wind is going to knock you over. Yep. So if you don't set up the roots to begin with, and you don't have a good portion of knowing in who you are as this prosperous being that you came in with, then now, week 3, we're going to get to your money sweet spot. Okay, this is yummy stuff, guys. This is where you create with, it's a co-creation is what it is. We are going to co-create what your personal prosperity matrix is all about and what fits you as an individual. You are not going to be like anybody else in the training. It's your inner mastery, and we're coming up with it now. It's the beginning of 2017. You want to have that and move forward with it. So again, new techniques, new processes, new journeys. It's going to be a fun deal. So we'll then move to week 4, and then we're going to recreate or come up with intentions which actually work for you. We're going to use those new energy words. We're going to discover the bigger value of you having a vision, a world vision, and actually moving forward and doing action on those things.
I love it.
So and it'll pull, again, all your pieces and parts together. And during the course of this four-week time, if there is a piece missing, which most people, you know, there's usually at least one piece that's kind of like, wow, it's the thing that I've been missing to be able to move forward. So this is kind of what we're looking at. I'm looking and ready to start. Well, it says Tuesday, February 2nd. It may be a little later than that. I've got some people who are letting me know that we need to shift that a little bit.
And so I just sent you that telepathic message also, for the reason being the replay week is the following week, and that's when most of the people are going to get into the program. That's what I found. 70% of the people will get in your program. And we are also, guys, just so you know, because there's been wacko-cracko energy around, and we all know this. We all know what's been going on with Facebook and other things. The energy's really been weird. And so what we're doing is the last week which is going to be February, the week of February 5th. That's the
Okay.
what I would normally call a replay week, but I'm putting these up live everywhere. The live streams stay on Facebook. I have them set up on YouTube. They're on the speaker page. You can go to teleartgathering.com/Pepper and watch this over and over as much as you want. So what that last week is really going to be is this group of speakers is so adamant about helping people. That's why they want to do live streams, even though technology gremlins, the leprechauns, whoever wants to mess with us, that's not working for us. We still are going to do this. So the last week is going to be teachers showing up, and there may be 2 or 3 teachers at a time show up. We haven't decided yet. We all like to co-create together. We like to laugh together and answer your questions. Yeah, we laugh. It's like, I swear, we have a 2.5-hour call, and like for an hour of it, we all laugh. So I think that I would change that date out just so people don't feel behind. And see, you see how that is? We can just do whatever we want because we're in charge.
Yes, we are in collaboration and we're co-creating. So yes, now this is a pilot program that when this is given again, it will be a lot more. You can see as what we've done today, we've embellished, we've enhanced, we've made it larger, and many, many new ideas are coming by the moment. And I will take a structure, yet I will move it out, and you will get lots more than just what the structure is. So, you know, please join, please get your platform ready to go for 2017. Find out the who of who you are and start moving all of this in alignment and move it forward, because this is the year. If you don't make your steps this year, the energy, the fire energy is not going to be with us next year, and you will have had to have made the action, and next year you can start forming more of the foundation. But you have to start this year, whatever you want to start, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a business, whether it's you to you finding
action.
More.
Need some action.
Everything. Just come out and play with us.
So Pepper, why are you the elk, and how does the elk relate to what you do? Because it's important to me that we talk about the energy, because everyone is an animal energy.
Yes.
So for example, I am the hummingbird.
Okay.
2017, I became the hummingbird. I love hummingbirds. They're outside my window in the summertime, and when I see a hummingbird, I just smile. I think of joy and motion. So that's what I chose as my animal for. I'm going to keep it the whole year because I just love hummingbirds.
Sure, sure.
Ox energy from last year, which I had to have to plow through obstacles. I had to put my head down and plow through obstacles. But, you know, I am now in joy and motion. So why are you the elk, and what does that represent in what you do?
Okay, a couple of months ago, I was working at my desk, and I was prompted to go look out the window. Now, you know, who tapped me on the shoulder, whatever. So I go to my door that has a big window in it, and I look out, and I cannot believe it. Now, I live in Santa Fe. I'm 5 minutes from the plaza, and I look out, and 10 feet in front of me is a full, mature elk. I mean, this elk stood 7 to 8 feet by the time you had the antlers, and he was looking at me, and he kind of looked down and looked to the side and everything, and he just stood there in all of this majesty and greatness. I was blown away. It was like, did I go to the Twilight Zone, or you know what?
You did.
Maybe I did. Well, this elk represented to me and was able to tell me, you have strength, you have courage, you have bravery. It's time to pull all this together and bring all these visions and ground them and manifest them to serve other people. I am of service here to other people. I do the prosperous thing, prosper for us. And the elk he just had so much majesty about him. I just, he's about success also. I looked up the elk, and really I was like, oh my goodness. Well, I've been planning for years and years to be able to be where I am. You know, we all are this way.
Right.
And that's what I'm here to help other people with. This is just a grounded, sovereign animal that just carries himself with such self-esteem and confidence. So, you know, I usually get my totem for the next year a couple months ahead. Well, guess who it was? You know, and he turned around after what seemed to be a very long time and went up between the pine trees, and I never saw him again. Now, when I came to and thought, we're close to Christmas, I kind of went out and I thought, is Santa around? Is he missing?
And then Marty says, by the way, you want to be in this thing, and what animal do you want to
Exactly.
So one point I want to make, people, is there are signs around you constantly, and animals are one of them. So if you see something and you go, oh, wow, go look up the symbology of it and see what you resonate with. See what messages are there for you. I was doing a meditation with Josette on her call, and when I closed my eyes, we were at the well, and we had our own little ladle with our name on it, and I had a crow keep trying to drink my water. And I'm like, what? Get out of there. When I came back to and opened my eyes, there was a crow walking outside my window. Don't tell me that that wasn't a sign of some sort, because I would be a fool that I just saw it and I opened my eyes, just one crow. And I'm not saying I don't have crows around here. I live in Crow Wing County. It was one little crow. He walked and he stood and he looked at me, and then he just kind of walked off and went off in the woods. So that's what it's all about. Now, guys, so if you have questions, you got comments, go to the Tella Art Gathering page on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Tella Art Gathering. Go out there, make comments, ask questions, show up when we do these live calls. So I would be putting on my schedule that I know the week of the 5th, Brenny's going to do live calls with those teachers that she's been interviewing, those coaches that she's been interviewing. And when you make comments, guess what? I go look and see who's active out there, who's commenting, who's asking questions. And then I send them a message and say, hey, do you want to get on the call and have a little mini session with Pepper or with Josette? Those of you that are interested in putting your energy into it, that's exactly the people I work with. And that they work with. And what a great way to get clarity and then say, I've got to be in her program. I can't not be in her program because I just saw this animal who told me to get in her program. So,
I would say, come get your angel.
Yeah, at least show up and get your angel, because I got sunshine on a cloudy day. She's going to be, is she going to be singing that song now? Yeah.
For a while at least.
Well, yeah, I'm going to go do some painting. I just feel, and I can already see my fingers are the rays of sunshine in yellow.
Fabulous.
Thank you, Bossy, for giving me permission to paint again, because I stopped because I listened to somebody else. I've lived my life for somebody else. Oh, you can't be an artist. You can't paint. Yeah, I can. I'm a good painter, actually. I just stopped doing it. So there you go. So I want to thank everyone who took the time to show up for the call and listen to this. For all the replay viewers, if you're not registered, get registered, because every single speaker has a gift. I don't overmail you at all. Everyone knows I'm not big into emails, but I send reminders so that you can get the links so that you can show up for this. But go out to the Facebook page, and there's even a little video that tells you how to get notifications. When we do live streams, it pops up under notifications. So you don't even have to get an email if you don't want. But all you do is click on the button, and I'll have, after this call, I'll have the button to her speaker page, and I will have the button to her guide, And that way you can go check that information out, head over to the Facebook. I would so be taking advantage of these speakers and asking questions, but that's me, and that's how I grow. I'm always out, oh, asking questions. What about this? Oh, can you tell me about my angel? Get on the call, get drawn. When you show up for these live calls, which we know technology has been a little challenging, Zoom. She's going to be doing her calls on Zoom. This is Zoom, guys. This is how you do recordings, and you can do interaction. I can have up to 50 people on the call. There's people on the call that you're just not seeing right now, but we can have them raise their hand, and then if they want to get chosen, we can do one-on-one. But we've got almost 2 hours on the call, which normally we do 45 minutes, but apparently the universe just said, it didn't seem like it. You know what? I don't know what's going on with time, but literally it's just flying by me. Like, I'll think I work 5 minutes and I'll look up. I called my mom and I go, I'm sorry, I'm supposed to have brought dinner over. It's 5 o'clock. I thought it was noon. And I don't feel like I was working. So I don't know what be going on. But anyway, take advantage of this. Thank you for everybody who's watching the live stream on Facebook, the replay viewers, those that showed up on Zoom. And I'll see you on Saturday with Rose Marie, the holistic pharmacist who has already helped. I have not had a sinus headache in a week because of her. Yes. In 1990. Wow. I had a headache, a sinus pain, sick every day, maybe 2 days I went. Over a week now, nothing. I'm like dancing. I'm like, woo, woo. So that's the power of showing up, guys, because I show up, I listen to what they say, and I take action because I made a decision to.
Yes. Well, thank you, Randy. Yay!